Okay, try that again. Take two. Take two. Nice. Nice. Oh, that actually worked. Man, that's great. I mean, you guys know, they like almost never listen. So, oh my gosh, look at that. We've got some more roly-poliness. Roly-poliness. Or roly-poliosity. Roly-poly. Roll-a-politude. Whoa, he looks like he's spring-loaded. He was. It's kind of like, like those wind-up cars where it's like you put them back and then you let them go and then he zing. That's great. Oh, firebug. Firebug. Look at them clouds. Look at them clouds. We got a nice breeze. It was hot. It was hot for a good chunk of today. And now it's not so hot. Because there was like some thunderstorms. And I'm not talking like, like right there. No, we're talking like many, many miles that way. And then they grew up. And then they went like, my hip. And then they like, and then they fell down. And when they fell down, they brought a bunch of air with it. And then that air like hit the ground and the air is like, well, I don't know where to go now. I guess I'll just go this way. So it's like breezy and it's cooler. It's nice. Because the air that got pulled down from upper levels of the atmosphere is cooler. Frederick James Buchanan Conison III, Duke of Bridgeport, first of his name, brackets, but the third, unbracket. How do you do? No. Meow. Hi. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Hello, all of you big cat lovers out there. It's me, Derek, again. Welcome to another super duper fantastic episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. Hi. Hello. We are here. Hi. Allie. You're the last mid-cat that I'm going to talk to. This is going to be an upper cat cast. Upper cat cast. A UCC. It's not going to be an MCC. Or MCCC, lower compound cat cast. Lower cat compound cast might be. That might make more grammatical sense. They were doing some chase stuff over there, but then there's like there's tanks and platforms and stuff in the way. Now they're done. So, skimping on stuff. There's certain things you can get away with. Certain things you can get away with, like skimping. Items, materials, common use. There's certain things that it's like, okay, you can get the cheapo version, it's fine. other things, you want to get the good edition. And everyone's got their own thing. Everyone's got their own standards. They've got their own list. I can go cheap on this set of items. I have to get higher quality this set of items. Like for me, like something I tend to not skip. If I get a new pair of work boots, and I usually only have to get a new pair of work boots. It takes me a few years. If I get a new pair of work boots, like I'll get like something that is like over $200, but it's like that's something I specifically kind of like, you know, I'll set money aside for periodically, and then I'll plan it out. It's not, you know, it's not an impulse. I'm just like, okay, it's June right now, and like, okay, I got so much in the boots. Yeah, like November, let's go get some boots, because that's when the things are going to start getting colder, and then I'm going to need them. So let's, oh boy, jeepers. But that's like one of the, there's a lot of other things where it's just like, nah, it's fine. Like, oh, you know, I can get the whatever. I can get the whatever version. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Wait, what was that again? She says I'm a chatty Cathy. What do you guys think? Do you think I'm a chatty cat? Oh, what the heck was that? I just got hit in the face with something wet. Did you just pee on me? Did you get a raindrop? There was like a thing, and it was like a butterfly right next to my head too, that I'm just like, that couldn't have been that. Hi, hon. Okay, well, I've been looking at the radar, and there's like stuff that's far away, so I don't know if it was like a cat that peed in my face, and because I was looking at you, I was like talking to you, and I was looking at you.
What, do you think the butterfly peed on you?
I don't think the butterfly peed on me, but I got confused.
That doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much.
Honey, it's okay.
You're so mean.
We'll work on those grown-up words later.
We'll work on the grown-up words later. Yeah. You see this? You see what I get? You see the headache and heartache I get at home? How much antagonizing I gotta put up with? Okay, all right. I actually did get another drop. I hit the back of my neck. Okay, I'll bet you that cloud, even though it doesn't look like a rain cloud, it's actually probably losing all of its. You can hear it. Okay. All right. It is rain. Cause I was just like, man, did I just, like, I literally kind of thought like, did I just get peed on? I'm like, am I going crazy? And then I saw a butterfly flying right by my head, and I'm just like, this is how, like, what did you have to do with it? How did you even factor in? Like, is that a thing that butterflies do now? Did you guys get a new software patch? All right, that works. Yeah, that might be that one, because all of those streaks, that could actually be, you know, like indicative of like moisture that's basically just kind of like depositing, that's being pulled out. If like it's like liquid water's coming down, then it is going to be like pulling the vapor down as well. I call that virga. But just because you see something that looks kind of wispy and down doesn't automatically mean like, wow, it looks like rain. It's like, just, again, it's complicated. Hi. But anyway, so like work boots. Now work out here in the compound boots, like work butchering horses, work like, you know, like going through mud puddles and stuff like that. Yeah, I will. That is something where it's like, oh, how comfortable and dry and supported and safe my feet are when I'm out here. Like it means a lot to me. So I get the good stuff. So yeah, I'll get like a pair of like the like Wolverine or red wing boots or something like that, you know. Actually, I don't think I've ever gotten a pair of Wolverine. Why did I say that? I've gotten Red Wings, because I've gotten a few pair of Red Wing boots. And you put them on, you're like, oh yeah, that's worth it. You know, socks. Hey, you just get yourself a nice old value pack. Get yourself a value pack of Hanes. That's fine. I'll wear those until they ostensibly disintegrate. Actually, I like Heidi. Funny enough, like Heidi's the one that started buying me like nicer kind of socks. Just like not like super like high end, but still like something a little bit nice. She'll order some nicer socks and I wear them. I'm like, oh, these are nice. These are nice. Getting a leak on. They've fixed her. They've repaired her box because she like lays on it and in it and around it and tumbles, and it just, so then the box falls apart. So then they have to like put it back together so that she's got her box house. She loves it. She loves that box so much. It's a hit. That box is a hit. It is a smash hit. That is hilarious. That's so funny. It's funny. I just realized, like, I have different standards for weekend coffee and weekday coffee. So my work week coffee, it's more just like, hey, this is just basically, this is just what I need to function. And with that, I'm going to consume a lot of it. It's just going to become part of the daily rhythm, the routine. I'm just going to glug. Get it in me. Get it in my veins. So, like I've had, your regular filter drip systems. I've had the Keurigs and stuff like that. Now I'm at the point, like Monday through Friday when I'm at my work, one of my morning routines is to put a pot of water on the stove, and I heat it up, and then I just have scoops of instant coffee. I just get old cheapo instant coffee. Processed crystals. I know. That's just. I'm ashamed to admit, but that is a thing I do Monday through Friday, because it also allows me to if I need to hear gauging on the type of morning. Do I need to hear Popeye music right now? Do I need just a little bit of a pick-me-up? Or do I need full-blown da-da-da-da-da-da? How many scoops we looking? Huh? How many scoops we need? Once I realized, oh my gosh, you can you have so much control. I'm just like this. Yeah, it doesn't taste great, but it gets you to that bing spot, easier. I like that. So there's that. Weekend coffee. It's a little bit fancier. Saturday, Sunday coffee is a little bit nicer. Would you care for a Pike's Place roast? Yep. So yeah, it is. Weekday coffee, I skimp. Weekend coffee, I splurge. That's kind of funny. I never thought about that. Other things that are worth not skimping, like toilet paper. If that's one of those things where it's if you want to save some money, cut some costs, find some other way to do it. Don't skimp on the toilet paper. That's how you get poo fingers. It's no good. Hi, Luca. Yeah. You gotta get something a little bit softer, a little bit double ply. Maybe if they put a little bit of aloe in there. Ooh, yeah. And then some people are like, well, that's why I installed a bidet. And I'm like, oh, fancy. Mr. Fancy Crapper over here. I will say, when I lived in Japan, I did get to experience Japanese toilets and Japanese bidets, and I gotta say, like, there's a, you know, the South Park episodes ain't exactly wrong. There's something. There's just like, this is, you know what? It feels unorthodox, but oh boy, it also feels right. This is how the world should be. Now, if you live in if you live like more rural and you have like you have a well system, like well septic, that, you know, toilet paper, you have to be careful. You can't, so you have to get, like, there's a middle ground toilet paper. You got to get somewhere between, you know, like silk napkins and, you know, like prison rolls. Somewhere between that, if you're gonna have a septic. And it has to say snuffle, 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 snuffle. No, the packaging has to say safe for septic use. Has to. If you don't get toilet paper that says safe for septic use, you're gonna be paying way more money. That's the other thing. It's like, okay, sometimes you got to splurge on things. Sometimes you got to spend money, like, in the short term, so you ain't spending money in the long term. And maintaining a septic, that's one of those things. It really, really is. Because it's one of those things where it's like, it can take a while. It's like, septics can get unhappy fairly quickly, but usually it takes a long time for them to become unhappy. Because everything, it's like, it's a weird, like, you're stewarding an underground ecosystem, you know, a colony of mole people that eat your poop. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of, you know, it's a bunch of bacteria. They process it, and then it just turns into leach water. Hi, hello, mister. He's not a fan of, he doesn't like poop jokes. He's like, that's crass. Stop being so crass. I only thought about this as a topic because in the last 6 months, we bought like some really thick, metal cat litter scoopers. They were thick. They had like nice like grips on them and everything. You know. Basically, it's like if you had a cat that had a side job as car mechanic, that would be the pooper that they would want. They'd be like, oh man, that's pooper I would use. That's this pooper scooper. And you know, we got them. And I was scooping litter boxes last night, and like I saw one of the old kind of like rinky-dink kind of plastic ones that we used to use. And like, there's been times where it's like you're scooping up like a huge just like lump of like clumped up pee. For some reason, because like, well, you know, even if you're scooping like every day, every other whatever, something like that, like sometimes it's like they're peeing a lot. Like Richard Parker, like he's a diabetic cat, so he's peeing a lot. So he would make these giant clumps of pee that needed to get scooped, and they would be heavy. And if like you're using like a flimsy plasticky one, there's been times where you're like picking it up and you're like, oh, you're like trying to balance it, and then the whole thing just like and you're like, oh, what am I you're trying to stab it, you know, and you're like, let me grab a paper towel and just like grab it. So then we got like those like really super duper like heavy duty, you know. I could see one of those like super manly truck commercials where there's like, you know, really kind of bluesy kind of country music, just kind of like, you know, real men use this kind of pooper scooper. Pow, pow, pow. You want it to pick up 17 pounds of your cat's piss. Pow, pow, pow. You get yourself the diesel scooper. But that's what it kind of feels like using. I was using it last night, and I'm like, you know what? I'm glad that we got a higher end version of this thing. Because for years, we were just getting like just those flimsy, cheapo kind of plasticky ones. But every once in a while, you did have to deal with like one of them just breaking in your hands. And then now you have like a weird pee poop situation. What am I going to do? How am I going to MacGyver myself out of this one? Oh my gosh, look at these babies. Built kitty Tuff. But yeah, I was scooping stuff last night and thinking like, well, isn't that an interesting thing? What else? What other things? And I know that there's other, but I didn't really. It's not like I'm writing down a list or something like that. I was like, oh yeah. What sort of common things can you just like, yeah, you know, I can live with the cheap version of X, but I kind of tend to go for the better quality / more expensive version of X. Let me know. I'd be curious to hear about some of your preferences in that regard, as it pertains to such things. All right. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. Hashtag Dorbist Award in the comments section below. Like and subscribe for more big cat goodness. And if you want to learn more about the facility around us, you can always visit the website carerescuetexas.com for more information. You keep them tigers fed. Big shout out to the extra fancy patrons. I see you. You are so fancy. And thank you so much for your continued support. We'll see you next time. The boy. The boy. The boy.
Oh, there's a cat that loves to squeak. Oh, there's a cat. Oh, there are cats with cute little feet. So there are cats, cat. Oh, there are cats with stripes and there are cats with manes. So let's watch as Derek walks around the compound tonight. Yeah.